guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel, Cam Talks Boxing, CTB. So yeah, in this video we'll be talking about the heavyweight division, the heavyweight situation at the moment. Yeah, let's go straight into it. So my top 10 heavyweights right now. So number 1, we'll start off with Tyson Fury. Reason being, he's the best heavyweight in the world. I feel like he beats every heavyweight. I feel like he'll beat Joshua. I think he'll beat Usyk if that fight happens. I think he's bigger, he's stronger than them. I think he's got more than one game plan. He can fight orthodox, he can fight southpaw. And he's, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, what I'm liking now, he's actually getting that power now and he's getting those knockouts. Obviously, he used to fight quite a lot on the back foot when he was with Peter Fury, his uncle. And then obviously with Ben Davison recently for the comeback. But yeah, now he's knocking fighters out, like real fighters as well, like Wilder twice and Dillian White, who he's no joke, you know. So Tyson Fury, and really with Tyson Fury, you've got to say he's the best heavyweight of this generation as well. I think with Tyson Fury, it's just, and we'll talk about this for another video, but I think, yeah, he definitely has to come back. And I just feel with his resume, I think he can, if he adds a couple more wins, like Joshua, Usyk, and fights a few more, I think he'll just solidify that resume and just solidify that legacy. But like Fury says as well, he's already got that legacy. He's the only heavyweight, along with Rocky Marciano, to retired undefeated as a world champion. So yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2 is Alexander Usyk. Of course, he's the champion as well now at heavyweight. He's not number 1, but he's obviously the WBO, WBA, IBO, and IBF heavyweight champion, winning the belts off Joshua last September. Wow, what a pound for pound fighter! Arguably the pound for pound number 1 fighter in the world. He was undisputed at cruiserweight, and he wants to be cruiserweight. He wants to be undisputed at heavyweight now. He has to get through Joshua first, and then he has to fight Fury. So what a wonderful fighter! Amazing footwork. He's adaptable. He's smart. He's quick, and he's just such an intelligent boxer. He's not an average southpaw like Johnny Nelson says. Put it that way. But yeah, he's second. Obviously because he has the belts. He's on that pound for pound list. And yeah, I think he gives a lot of heavyweights trouble because he's coming from cruiserweight. A lot of people think he's small, but he's actually a good size. He's put a lot of muscle on now, and he's looking good going into this rematch as well. So yeah, Usyk at 2. Number 3 is Anthony Joshua. His resume speaks for itself. He's got a lot of top wins. He doesn't duck any challenges. He doesn't duck any mandatories, and I feel like he has the best resume in the heavyweight division right now. I think it's better than Fury's. I think it's better than Fury's resume, but I think obviously for me, I think Fury has the better wins, the most noticeable wins. But with AJ, it's since that Ruiz fight, right? A lot of people think he's just not the same. He's fighting a lot on the back foot. He's very safety first. But you can't knock AJ. Look, he's going to go into the rematch. I feel like he's going to go get through that rematch and win it. I'll do another video on my prediction for that fight. And another video going into maybe like reacting to like the press conference and the build up. But yeah, with Joshua, powerful. He's got a new trainer now with Ryan Garcia. I think with Joshua, I think if he got that new trainer a couple of years ago, I think he would be like another level right now. But yeah, it's an interesting one with Joshua. I feel like he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of unfair stick, in my opinion. But yeah, Joshua at number 3. Number 4 is the bronze bomber. So Dil Deonta Wilder, who, as reports have said today, he will be fighting again before the end of the year. Wilder is obviously, I think, how many knockouts has he got? I think he's got like 39 knockouts out of like 41 or 42 fights. There's only 2 losses, obviously, to Tyson Fury. 1 draw with Tyson Fury. He had a good 2 fights with Luis Ortiz, knocking him out in both fights. But what I like about Wilder, I honestly think the problem with Wilder is he gets a lot of stick because of his style. It's not very, his fundamentals aren't great. And the second thing with Wilder is his resume is proper padded. So like up until like 35-0, he was fighting nobodies, like a lot of journeymen, which is unfortunate. But that's obviously how he got promoted, you know. So because you can't say he's a bum. Like Wilder's got a solid chin. Like if you watch that first Ortiz fight, he was taking a lot of like. He didn't even drop. He didn't even go to his knee. He didn't even get dropped. He was taking a lot of solid punches from Ortiz. And then against Fury as well. Like look, you saw Fury just knock out Dillian Whyte with 1 punch, but with Wilder he was taking a lot of punishment. He wasn't. Even in the trilogy fight, right? He still eventually got up. So the guy he's a warrior. So Wilder, I think he's electric, most powerful puncher in the heavyweight division. I think he knocks out most of the top 10 heavyweights, honestly. That's why we want Wilder not to retire. He brings excitement, exciting fights. But yeah, Wilder's at number 4 for me. And then 5, so this will be the top 5. So 5, I've got Andy Ruiz Jr. Reason being, he's the ex-unified world heavyweight champion, the first Mexican world champion. And when he's focused, I think he's a problem. He's a problem for the division. Like he's quick. You don't need to worry about his physique. He's quick. He throws great combinations. He's got power. He's got a good chin. Look, Joshua couldn't knock him out. Joshua dropped him in the first fight, and then Ruiz never looked back. Like in the second fight as well, in the rematch, Joshua just went safety first, put a good performance up, but it wasn't like amazing. And yeah, Ruiz obviously has a good chin, and the reason I'm putting him at 5 as well is because I think he'll beat Luis Ortiz, and that's a statement. Even though Luis Ortiz is quite old now, he's still a dangerous top fighter. He's in the top 10, and you'll see where he is on my list now. But Andrew Ruiz, I'm excited. He's on a good run now. He fought after the rematch with Joshua. He fought Arreola. Was it Arreola? Yeah, and now he's going to fight Ortiz. And then I think one more fight. I'd love to see him perhaps against Parker in a rematch. He could fight maybe Joe Joyce, Wilder, and I think he'll get back into contention for another title shot. So at 6, so I actually did a video reacting to Joe Joyce's performance, but he's at 6 for me. I was looking back at that performance. Okay, I would say at that video, maybe I was a bit harsh, but I don't think I was, to be honest, because the only reason I'm saying I might have been a bit harsh about Joyce is because I forgot he was out of the ring for 1 year. But still, you don't want to be like, come on, Christian Hammer. Like, where is he? He's not even ranked. He's not even ranked, and he's proper past it. That was like a walkover fight, and he was getting tagged a lot. So that's why I was saying, look, I'm not impressed. But like, if you look at his strengths, great engine, power, solid chin, he's going to be a problem. So I've put him at 6. I think he's the 6th best at the moment. I think that's the perfect place for him, and he's really closing in now on that title shot. He could even fight, depending on what happens with Undisputed, with Fury, he could fight the winner of Usyk and Joshua. And what a matchup that would be. So then, we got number 7. I'll put the body snatcher, Dillian Whyte. So for me, I keep thinking about this, yeah. With Dillian, I think his prime was around 2018 to 2019. Like, he was on a crazy run. He knocked out Derek Chisora and Lucas Brown, and he beat Parker as well. Those 3 wins, I think, were all in 2018. And in 2019, I think he had a good. I think he beat Rivas then. And then obviously during the lockdown in 2020, he had that knockout defeat against Povetkin, but obviously avenged that. But then that's when I started thinking he might be declining a bit. But even that is a bit harsh. Like, he just fought the best fighter in the world, best heavyweight in the world in Fury, and a lot of people would look foolish and look out of place against Fury. So I wouldn't. It's hard to judge White on that. So I think, yeah, he needs to get another win, get back out there. And then yeah, he's got a lot of fights he can have. He can have the rematch against Parker. He can have that Joshua rematch. So yeah, I think he's a dangerous fighter. He's still got a couple of years in him, good 2 to 3 fights left. And yeah, he's at 7. And then number 8, we've got Joseph Parker. I know you've probably seen the controversy at the moment about like him joining Sky. Obviously, is he ducking Joyce, Frank Warren and Ben Shannon, trading in the interviews, like trading insults and like back and forth? But yeah, that would have been a good fight for Parker, him and Joyce. But yeah, Joseph Parker, ex-world champion. He was obviously the WBO world champion until 2018 when Joshua got that strap off him. And yeah, great chin. He's got quick combinations. He's got good hand speed. He's got a very good chin actually. I know Dillian White dropped him with that left hook, but that left hook normally puts people to sleep. So yeah, I think the first fight against Chisora, close fight, but then yeah, came back and rematched Chisora, solid win. I think he needs to get another good. He needs to fight Joyce really, because I think that's the fight to make. But yeah, I'd like to see Parker in with Ruiz. I think that'll be a great rematch. But yeah, it was interesting seeing where Parker goes now, because obviously he's really close with Tyson Fury. The goal is to be world champ, so he's obviously not going to fight Fury. So I guess, I mean, he's won a world title already. I think he just wants to get a good few fights, get some good paydays. But yeah, I assume yeah, his goal is still to become world champion again. So yeah, number 9, we got Luis Ortiz. So I just mentioned a few minutes ago. God, I don't know how old the guy is, honestly. I think he's either like 55, 60. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I think it says 42 or 43 on the internet, but everyone takes the piss and says he's well old. But yeah, with Ortiz, he actually, on a serious note, yeah, he's aging now. I feel like he was ducked a lot. He was avoided by White, I think, a few years ago. Joshua didn't fight him because he was a dangerous fighter. Low risk, high risk, low reward. So yeah, I'm looking forward to his fight with Ruiz, but I think yeah, he's still dangerous. He beat Charles Martin a couple months back, who was on a good run himself. He's got power. But yeah, he's in my number 9 because he's got a good few wins, gave Wilder a good few fights, and yeah, he's a problem for anyone in the division. And then number 10, this was hard because I was thinking of Daniel Dubois, who's got the WBA regular title, and I think his punching power was crazy. So he's always got a puncher's chance against any fighter in the top 10, I'd say. But then what's made me choose Dubois as number 10 is because of his age. Because I was thinking Frank Sanchez, I was thinking Filip Hrgović, potentially Pulev. But yeah, the main two I was thinking for number 10 were, along with Dubois, were Frank Sanchez or Filip Hrgović. Filip Hrgović is obviously 14-0, 12 knockouts. He's ranked 3rd in the IBF. And he's rated highly. Even Eddie Hearn was saying the other day, like if Joshua beats Usic and then has to fight a mandatory, he thinks Hrgović will be the toughest fight for him out of like Joe Joyce and Dubois. So obviously Hrgović is no joke. He's rated quite highly, and I think yeah, he'll be pushing for that top five. He'll be breaking that top 10 in the next 12 to 18 months and probably get a world title shot soon. But yeah, for me, top 10 is Daniel Dubois. He's only 24, 2025 in September. And yeah, it'd be good to see who he fights next. I don't know why people are rushing him. I wouldn't rush him into a world title shot. But then again, okay, if he does have the world title shot, it's a win-win. Like if he loses, but he's still got a good career in front of him. But I just think there's no point rushing at the moment. I think just keep building, get a good few wins, and then take it from there. But yeah, that's my top 10. Fury, Usyk, Joshua, Wilder, Andy Ruiz, Joe Joyce, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Luis Ortiz, Daniel Dubois, and then 10-11's probably Sanchez or Hrgović. You can flip them. But yeah, so next video, guys, is coming out on Monday. I might put a video out this weekend. because obviously there's a topic that's on everyone's lips. It's been trending. So Jake Paul, Tommy Fury pulled out again. He's fighting Rahman, I think that's his name. 12-1. They had obviously a bit of history sparring, so yeah, leave that to me. I'll probably put a video out on that, and yeah.
Foreign bad bitch, I can't even pronounce her name. Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch 4 lanes, I'm in my own lane. You can catch me riding in that foreign thing.